It's your boy, Jeff Jones.
It's the upset specialist in the house, Thomas Boykin.
Hey, it's Final Four Mike Jones.
And this is 234 Sports Talk. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. Fellas, big news. Lamar Jackson. Now, this has been going on for a while. It's been going on for a while. Lamar Jackson is looking for a guaranteed contract in the somewhere about 220 million, 230 million. He wants the same type of money that Deshaun Watson got from Cleveland. He wants it all guaranteed. Now we know that there's a problem, and the Ravens have slapped a franchise tag on him, and he's owned by them. They have the rights to him. And there's a big problem now because nobody wants Lamar. Nobody's, calling, nobody's reaching out to make an offer to get Lamar. Nobody wants to give up these 2 first-round picks. Fellas, what do you think? Do you think that Lamar messed up by not hiring an agent?
I think Lamar would have been better benefited with getting an agent. That's for sure. I mean, if you get an agent, this is his job. His job is to protect you, get you what you want, or as closest to what you want as possible, so that you can come back and play the game. The onus of this should not be on Lamar. The onus of this should be on the agent, and let the agent do what he does. That's point blank. Now, what Lamar needs to do is stay off of Twitter, because all he's doing is shooting himself in the foot with Twitter. Leave that alone. People are going to have, what he's got to understand is people are going to have their opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. If you don't believe it, don't believe it. In one ear, out the other, let it ride. You do what you do. Hey, it's the way it is. I don't know what else to tell him other than, chill out. From what I'm understanding, the franchise tag is paying him more money than what his previous contract was. So he's still coming out on top. Now, to get guaranteed money like a Deshaun Watson, which I'm no Deshaun Watson fan, but I don't think Deshaun Watson was worth what they paid him in Cleveland. Nowhere close. But that's what Cleveland wanted to do, and that's what Cleveland did. Everybody's not going to be on that same kind of deal, and Lamar's got to realize this. What you got on it, MJ?
Yes, sir. Like you said, Thomas, man, when you hire these agents, man, they're kind of like an attorney for you. It's like going to court. You don't have a representation. The judge gonna give you whatever he want to give you. Some people represent themselves in court, but I wouldn't. I don't know who gave him that advice to do that. If he had a family member, I can understand, but they need to have some expertise in doing that type of work. Everybody has a job in this world, and he could have easily hired somebody. Even Shaquille O'Neal the other day said, "Hey, man, there are people that are good at their jobs. That's how he's able to make millions and billions of dollars. He's got people taking care of that for him, and so I think he kind of screwed up on that end. But like you said as well, he needs to stay off social media because man, it's not a good look. And not only that, man, it's gonna mess him up in the long run.
Right.
And as far as the standard, I mean, I know what he's wanting. Like I said, the franchise tag is paying him more than what his previous contract was. And hey, man, what Cleveland did is what Cleveland did. Cleveland wanted their guy. That's what they did. But that's not the standard. You know what I'm saying? That's not the ongoing standard. That's something that was totally different, situations and circumstances, But I understand, Jackson thought on this. Hey, he got money like that. I want to get the money. And I don't know, sometimes we can get too greedy and we end up not having nothing to eat on the table. So, I think you need to sit back, man, and just make sure you got some good people around you, man. Surround your people, good, knowledgeable people, man. And I understand Baltimore, they was kind of in the wrong, been slow playing them, just kind of doing them a little bit dirtball bad as well. But hey, you kind of sought yourself up with it, Lamar Jackson. But yeah, get you some good people around you, man, and let's just see where it goes.
Mike, I like what you said about that. With Lamar. Um, one thing that with Cleveland, they wanted their guy. I like how you said that. They wanted their guy. They went out and got their guy. And that 200 and some odd million contract guarantee, that said it right there. And he has to understand, and I love, like I said, once again, I love how you said that, because this is not the norm. This is not what's to be expected. And a lot of people thought that they were talking that they thought that that's the route that league was going to take. These quarterbacks were going to be getting 200 and some change guaranteed. But that fell real quick. I don't know if the owners had anything to do with that. I think they did.
I guarantee you they did.
Mm-hmm.
So do you all, when we look at it, do you all think that this could have been resolved earlier? You think that why do you think that the Baltimore Ravens dragged their feet on this?
They could have ended this. They could have ended this 2 years ago. It should have even never got to last year. This should have been nipped in the bud way before it even got to this point. My thing is this. Lamar has showed the Ravens that he's there. He has, no matter what the changes they've gone through, no matter who they've gotten rid of, no matter who they've added, he has always been the constant. So why not pay the guy that's always there, that's been your constant? Yeah, he's missed, 10 games the last 2 years, but 10 games in 2 years versus, being out every year? No, that ain't Lamar. Lamar's been there from get-go. So why not pay the guy? He's already showed you he's down for what he's trying to do. He's not trying to tank anybody. He's trying to get his team to a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't understand the logic of what they're trying to do, but only the Ravens know. What you got on it, MJ?
Yeah, like you said, it should have never got to this point, man. Last year when they asked him was he gonna play, I was listening to some guys talk, and they was like, some of those players in a case like that, hey, they quote unquote, hey, I got a hamstring injury. I might not can't show up to training camp. First game of the season, hey man, this thing is really bothering me. I would have leveraged it some kind of way or another, man. You wasn't gonna get, which I think he caught on right at the very end of the season, and not playing some of those ball games. You guys, you're not moving anywhere. You're not moving the needle on my behalf. So, I'm not gonna move the needle on my end. And he should have done that, I think, earlier last season, but before the season began last year. But man, this NFL, I mean, players, it's so tricky, man. And I understand his thinking. He's trying to get that payday, because the NFL, the NBA, man, sometimes, man, they can do you dirty, man. And I think in this case, I think Baltimore is starting to lean that way and doing some shicey type stuff. So,
Which very well could be.
yep.
Well, when we look here at Baltimore, Mike, and I hear you on that. I just feel like when a guy is loyal to your organization, that's what I'm, that's one of the, that's a word that you don't hear too much. When a guy is loyal to your organization, I think you should take care of that guy. And sure, Lamar has some injuries, but at the same time, Lamar's been loyal to the Baltimore Ravens organization. And if I'm the GM, if I'm the owner or whoever's calling all the shots, I don't know. But the thing, if I'm looking at this guy and this guy is loyal and this guy is showing me on the football field that he can produce, man, I'm gonna sign the check. I'm gonna sign
Yeah.
the check. It may not be the numbers that he wanted, but I'm gonna try to at least get close to that. And I'm gonna try to make him happy. We're gonna come to a common ground.
Thanks.
Yep.
Especially if you're deeming him that's your guy, do everything to keep your guy.
Yeah.
That's just me. I mean, because I don't see, say for example, Lamar doesn't play, I think Baltimore loses a whole lot of punch. I believe they lose a whole lot of offensive punch. And I think it's going to be a trickle-down effect to the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm the Ravens, I get it together and get this guy paid.
Hey, but you know what? It's so funny how every organization is different. Some organization they don't mind pulling out the pen. You look at Green Bay, Jones. Look at your organization. They still, even though they hadn't done anything with Aaron Rodgers, but we've seen how they have done them in times past. They wait on him. Hey, they bring out the red carpet every time he is a contract year or whatever. Some organizations do the right thing. Some organizations are loyal to their guy, to their top player. Whereas some organizations, hey, Tennessee Titans, they ain't never been loyal. They've been cheap. They've been cheap all their lives. They're not gonna be loyal to you. They can see them saving a penny, they're gonna get rid of you. They're gonna pull a stunt like Baltimore is doing. So, every organization is the same.
All right, fellas. Well, we hope everything works out. I like Lamar Jackson. The Baltimore Ravens are a good organization, man. I like the coach there, man. Harbaugh is a good coach. Man, I'm just hoping that everything works out for the guy. That from what I understand, they offered him 3 years, 133 million, and that ain't chump change. I think I'll take that, but
Hey,
we'll see what happens.
if it gets him to the guaranteed money, take the 3 years and keep bumping.
There you go. All right, fellas, moving right along. Let's talk about women's Final Four. NCAA Women's Final Four is amongst us. And these are the teams that'll be playing each other. Iowa, number 2 Iowa, will be going against number 1 South Carolina, undefeated South Carolina. And number 3 LSU will be facing number 1 Virginia Tech. Fellas, when we look at these games, what will you be looking for as these ladies go at it?
Let me say this. The one game, Iowa and South Carolina, Caitlin Clark is going to give it her best shot. I guarantee you she's going to give it her best shot. But South Carolina is just too talented, too deep, and well coached. Look for South Carolina to pull this out. It might even be a tight game, but look for South Carolina to pull this out. Now, the upset specialist in me, with the way this year is gone, I'm expecting LSU to knock off Virginia Tech. Too much size, too much battle in the post. And also another well-coached team down at LSU. So I look for LSU and South Carolina to get it on in the finals. And of course, can't go with the upset specialist this time. Dawn is doing her thing. Dawn is doing her thing. Look for the Gamecocks to raise that national championship. What you got on it, MJ?
Absolutely. Like you said, man, Iowa has that one girl, Clark. and she can shoot. She's everything to them. But like I said, South Carolina, they're very well coached. They would neutralize that Clark girl. They're gonna neutralize her and make that team beat them some way, and it won't be by Clark. And like you said, South Carolina got too much size. They're well coached, man. They run the court, man. They it seem like they just know each other so well. The chemistry is very good. And but like I said, I look for South Carolina to win this game. I really don't see it being a tight game. I look for it to be a double-digit win by South Carolina. And but I also look on the other side of the bracket. LSU, man, Coach Monkey came from Baylor, man. You can tell when you got a good coach. LSU wasn't that good before she got there. And when you look at Baylor, when she was coaching Baylor, man, she consistently had that program in the, Elite Eight or something. So LSU is very well coached as well. Virginia Tech, like the Hokies, man, the Lady Hokies, man, they look impressive. So it's kind of hard for me to say. I think that game will be a tighter game. And but I do look for LSU to win this. I do look for an all SEC final. And in this final, I look for South Carolina to do their thing, man. I look for them to blow out LSU. And Dawn Staley is going to continue to make her mark as one of the best women collegiate coaches in America. So I think South Carolina is going to be our national champions this year.
All right, fellas. You heard it right here. You heard it right here. And I'm in agreement with you guys. I think that South Carolina, when it's all said and done and smoke clears, will be the last team standing. I just don't see anybody beating these ladies.
Oh.
All right, fellas, let's turn our attention to the NBA, our last subject for tonight. NBA. Now, I was watching my Milwaukee Bucks put in work last night on the Indiana Pacers.
Holiday.
Drew Holiday had his first 50-point game, had a 51 piece on these guys. Giannis put in 38 points. My Bucks look real dominant, look real good. On defensively, yeah, they need some work. They gave up too many points. But as we look around the NBA, fellas, what teams do you feel are making a push right now? Which teams do you think are going to be dangerous come playoff time?
I tell you what, for my taste right now, I'll be scared to play Sacramento right now. I will be real scared to play Sacramento right now. Them boys is on a tear right now. So that's one of my surging teams that I'm like, that's impressive. For the turnaround that they've done, that's impressive. That's real impressive. Now, my boys, the Los Angeles Lakers,
Showtime.
they got some work to do. However, if they continue to play like they played last night in beating the Bulls, who beat them previously the game before, and call LeBron too little, who does that? But okay. But I think the Lakers have a shot at possibly making a little noise in the West. Possibly. It all depends on which Lakers shows up in the work ethic. If they continue to play through AD, I think they'll do just fine. If we go back to LeBron ball and beating the ball down with just LeBron, we're in trouble. Now, in the East, I don't know, Mike Jones, what's going on with your Boston Celtics. But they're not looking real good right now. They are not looking real good right now. Milwaukee looks like they're getting ready to put it in cruise control in the East. Trying to tell you, they look like they are putting this thing in cruise control like, you know what? nobody's got an answer for none of this that we got. So we can just put this in cruise. We're going to cruise through this thing. I'm waiting to see if Boston's going to wake up. We'll see. Anybody else out east? The East, the bottom half of the East is just is non-competitive. But that Western Conference is a toss-up. It's a really tight race from 4 to 10. It's a tight race. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and Mike Jones, the Memphis Grizzlies is back on the rise. They back on the rise. Watch out for them. They back playing Memphis Grizzly basketball. Look for them to make a little noise. They're another team that's surging. Look for them to make a little noise. What you got on it, MJ?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna hit the East real quick. Milwaukee definitely is. You guys been in my head about Milwaukee, and I've been watching them, and yeah, they is the truth. You know what I'm saying? They is the truth. Boston, they don't look too good. And man, I've just been waiting for some more teams in the East to emerge, and it's just a two-man race over there. And at this point, I can't see Boston beating Milwaukee. Not right now.
Man, let me interrupt you, Mike Jones. You know they playing right now. Mm-hmm. And I hate to break the news. I hate to say this, but it's 75-47 right now at halftime. Boston.
Boston? Wow.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. That is breaking news.
I guess Boston's trying to make a statement.
Hey, that's breaking news like O.J. Simpson in the white Broncos.
Right. That part.
Okay. But still.
Look, didn't see that one coming.
Still, though, you know what I'm saying? I still look for Milwaukee to do their thing, man. One game, a blowout just ain't going to there's no telling what's going on tonight. But I look for Milwaukee. But like I said, it's a two-man race. It's a two-man race over there. But hypothetically, I think Milwaukee is going to be the one that's going to represent. Now, to the Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West.
I used to live downtown, 129th Street.
I'm going to start out with your Los Angeles Lakers. Hey, if them guys get an AC, or guess what? They might have, I don't know if it's possible for them to push beyond 8, to push beyond the playoff play-in game. If they were to play today, just my opinion, if they were to play a number 1 seed in the Denver Nuggets, honestly, guys, I think Los Angeles would defeat them. I look for wherever Los Angeles get placed, if they make it into the playoff, that they're going to win that first game, that first series. Watch that. Now that's upset specialist right there on my end. The rest of the team, Sacramento, like you said, Thomas, you don't want to play them right now. They seem like they are clicking on all cylinders. Only thing with them is they are unproven yet in a playoff series. We know what they're doing in the regular season, but can they sustain this in the playoffs? Memphis Grizzlies, now they keeping their mouth shut. They look, when you get fined and all this type of stuff like that, it humbles you. They've been eating some humble pie lately. But the problem with Memphis is they still got some injuries. They got 2, especially Adams, man. They needed that big old fella, man. And so he's out, but Memphis is a pest. They're not gonna go away easy. And Golden State, man, Jones said it the last podcast we did was that, hey, man, You can't count out Golden State, man. Not when you got Steph Curry and them bombers. You got them B-52 bombers. You never out of the playoffs. You never out of the picture. So I don't know who's gonna come out the West, but it's gonna be fun seeing it. Whatever happens, even just up to the playoffs, man, because they jockeying position. And but I tell you who I know is not gonna be in there. The Dallas Mavericks will not make it.
No, no, they're going to be from the outside looking in.
No defense
at all. Now, my other surging team that I forgot to mention. Watch out for Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
Watch out for Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. They are primed to make a little noise.
Right. But look, Kevin Durant, if he do make it back, the brother need to buy him some high top tennis shoes. Put them two splints. Put them two splints inside them shoes. Duct tape them ankles up, boy.
Speaking on that, man, I'm glad you brought that up. Who gets injured in warm-ups in the layup line, dude? Who gets injured in the layup line? Come on, man. Come on, man. You injured your own self before the game, tripping over nobody but coming down on your own self's ankles wrong. Who does that in warm-up in the layup line, dude?
Man, that's like a boxer swinging. He punches himself in the head and falls out. You know what I'm saying? Who does stuff like that? Kevin Durant, obviously.
Hey, man. Hey, Mike, you trying to say Kevin Durant them good buddies on?
Man, I thought
Gremlins got him, man. The floor gremlins got him. That's who got him.
Hey, but look though, we already know he got weak ankles and stuff like that, man. But he wore low top. I thought at least you wore a 3/4 or
man, with as skinny as that cat is, you got to wear high tops, dude.
Yeah.
You got to wear high tops, dude. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to wear some high tops.
Yeah, and tape the shoe and the ankle together. Like they do in football with the cleat. That's what he need to do.
Hey, he need to invest in them last shoes Kobe Bryant made that come all the way up past your Achilles.
Nah, he need to get some tennis shoes like them Spice Girls. You wear them boots. All the way
that's what Kobe's last shoe looked like, a boot. Shoot, no. Kobe said, I ain't getting no more of them injuries. No.
He said, I'm Kanye West.
Hey, but I have honestly, if KD do come back, man, to be honest with you, I don't have no faith in Phoenix coming out.
They played last night, and he went 5 for 18.
Yeah, chemistry.
But Devin Booker did the heavy lift.
Yeah. Fellas, one team I haven't heard you all talk about is Denver. Do you have any faith in Denver coming out of the West?
Heck no.
No. Look, just give your boy the MVP. Give the boy his MVP, and we'll call the Denver Nuggets season a great success. But they're not coming. They're not going.
No, they're not winning the West. No.
Jokic, he'll get the MVP. I think he'll beat Embiid for that MVP.
Embiid had a chance to shut that down, and he didn't play against them when he had the chance to go get him heads up. So Embiid shot his own self in the foot with that.
Hey, look, Jones,
to make a statement.
Look, Jones, I forgot. And Thomas, I forgot about Philadelphia over there in the East. Maybe Philadelphia, it might be a 3-man race team.
Philly ain't doing nothing either. They ain't got no D.
Ain't got no D.
Ain't got no D. Keep in mind, you got James Harden playing point. He ain't got no D. You ain't got no D. The only person on that team that's gonna play D is Embiid.
Yeah. You heard what he said. He said he the greatest center of all time.
No.
He must never heard about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Heck, he ain't heard about Shaquille O'Neal.
He said he better
Hakeem
than
Olajuwon. The dream.
He
maybe
said he
the dream
better.
would be, maybe he'll wake up with a nightmare about the dream tonight.
Man, if he'd have played Shaq heads up, he'd have got manhandled and he'd have been embarrassed.
Man, Shaq would have dunked on that cat man and left him in the 5th row, man. On somebody popcorn.
Dunking the ball and throw the ball in his chest.
Trust the process. Just the process.
Right. That part. But yeah, it's gonna be the West is gonna be something. To watch the Western Conference playoffs is gonna be something. It's gonna be a show. It's gonna be a show.
Yep.
I look forward to it, fellas. Well, it's been a real one, fellas. We're gonna call it quits for tonight. It's been 234 Sports Talk. Catch us on TikTok, catch us on Twitter, catch us right here on YouTube. Comment. We want to hear from you, whether you like it or not. Talk to us. And remember, it don't cost you nothing to push that button. Like, subscribe, follow us.
Be a part of the show.
Yes, sir. Until the next time, this is 234 Sports Talk, and we out. Peace.